Well, today the MP for Filton and Bradley Stoke, Jack Lopresti, met with the Health Secretary to discuss the emergence of this variant in South Gloucestershire. Just before we came on air, I asked him if this news would jeopardise the dates for easing us out of lockdown and schools going back across the region.
What I've tried to do is seek reassurance that, it is a precautionary measure. Whilst it looks dramatic and everything's moved really quickly, the risk to the local community is low and it's being put in place as a precaution. The next question is, as far as the map we've been given, schools reopening next week and everything else which is coming along the line, is there any anticipation of any change? And the answer clearly is no. So I also asked whether or not there could, because we're looking at a week of this surge testing, whether the capacity was there to increase if need be. And the answer was very definitive. There is the capacity, but we're not anticipating the need to continue at this stage.
Ah, that's interesting.
So that is reassuring because I live in Bradley Stoke here. My office is in Bradley Stoke, and I'll be getting tested as soon as I can.
Yeah.
So I understand people's concerns, but these viruses mutate. We dealt with the South African variant earlier in the year, and there's an understanding or a judgment that we will be able to deal with this one.
Of course, what a lot of people will be pointing out is that these cases in your constituency result from someone flying home from Brazil and going straight home. So the question is why the government took so long to set up the hotel quarantine system. I mean, it was announced in late January, but it took 20 days, and some people thought it was a year too late anyway.
Well, if you think of the complexity of, organising the provision, communicating with the hoteliers, putting quite strict controls in place, I'm pretty confident. I'm comfortable that the government acted as soon as they possibly could. I mean, the system works in the sense that the people who came back filled the paperwork out. They had to test before they flew. They had a test when they came back. They travelled privately from the airport, and they've self-isolated. They've done everything by the book, essentially, which I think demonstrates that the system does work, even though it's even more stringent now.
It is. Of course, there's one person who we don't know, do we?
Well, no, but there's no suggestion one way or the other if that person was on this flight. And it's, and apparently this does happen from time to time. And I think with all the messaging, with all the reaching out, hopefully this person will get in touch, and I'm sure they will.
Okay, Mr. Lopresti, thank you for taking the time to join us today.
Thank you.